And we are going live in 5, 4, 3, 2. We're live.
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. It is currently 8 a.m. like normal. It is 35 degrees outside currently, and we have a high of about 73, 74 degrees today. So a little bit chilly at the moment, but it's going to get warm today, God willing. So not a lot of wind predicted either, so it's going to be really nice out today. So enjoy your spring-ish weather, I suppose. We've had better weather than this before, but you know, they all can't be winners, right?
I've got the rest of the forecast pulled up right now. 75, high 75 today, low 42. And it's going to stay that way tomorrow, 77. Said Thursday there's a chance of rain, and that's where the weather's going to also start turning for more colder, colder days for us for that. And then no more just cloudy and rainy for the rest of the week, pretty much.
All right, good deal. So, with that being said, that's your weather. Traffic conditions are fair. Again, it's spring break time here in Owasso Town, so I guess a lot of people are on vacation or doing other things because traffic conditions are non-existent at the moment. Nobody's going into work. There's more people coming back from Tulsa at the moment than there are going into Tulsa right now. So it's kind of wild to see. So if you got to commute into Tulsa for, I don't know, shopping or work, your commute's going to be pretty simple. So no worries there. Now, local news events. What do we got on the calendar? I gotta imagine a whole lot's changed since the last time we talked about it.
We've got some stuff. Let me see here. Let me pull up the computer real quick. We'll start with the Owasso Chamber page first, and I'll pull that up here on the screen as well. Okay, let me see here. Yep, we're on it, but I need to transition back to our big screen. There we go. All right. So, we have got an ambassador meeting on the 21st still, and that's no change. And then the grand opening of Code Wiz, or not grand opening celebration, because I guess they already had the grand opening last week, or the ribbon cutting. But they've got a grand opening celebration on Saturday. And let me see when this ambassador meeting. Ambassador meeting is at 12 p.m. at Ascension St. John.
Okay.
And that's 12451 East 100th Street North, Owasso. It's a $10 lunch.
Cool.
And then coming back, the Grand Code Wiz is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday, and it's free to get in, and that location again is 12500 East 86th Street North, Owasso, Suite 102 or 102.
Nice.
And let me see this. It says check out our free trial class. So they have free trial class that you can check out if you're showing any interested in coding at all. Which I can tell you coding is something that's going to be valuable, especially if our technology keeps taking off the way it is.
Well, I mean, heck, AI might start coding itself pretty soon. So
that is very possible.
but heck, I might go over there and do a code class for a little bit, see if I can't learn something. That's not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm. Then moving back to our Owasso-isms, what we have here is on the 23rd, still the Baja Jack's Burrito Shack will be hosting a fundraiser for Studio C Dance Company, and that's from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Cool.
Same thing, grand opening for Code Wiz on Saturday. And then the March 30th, Baja Jack's will be doing the Pet Rescue fundraiser breakfast, same time, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., which if you don't know where Baja Jack's is, it is in the Smith & Market over by the Best Buy, pretty much.
Yes.
It's pretty much right next door to the Best Buy. Or Freddy's, or whatever you want to say down there. Starbucks, whatever you use to get down to know where it's at.
Absolutely.
Then community egg hunt also on March 30th, and that will be at Royla Park. And then Discovery Church will also be having a Easter egg hunt on March 31st. And that's really about it for all of the local events going on in Owasso. If we want to move on to sports, or did you want to talk about something else first?
No. Go ahead. Talk about sports. Like
All right.
you're my guy on the local events. With you have the computer pulled up in front of you.
That's true. That's true. I'm going to have to change this up to where you actually start doing more work around here. But we'll pull up the Owasso schedule first. Here is our high school teams.
So just be baseball and I imagine girls soccer, right?
Yes. As for baseball, JV Red will be away at Central Point, and so will the varsity at Central Point Academy. And that is today, and those games will be at 1 p.m. and 3:30. Then we have on the 20th, JV baseball will be at Osceola. I don't
Probably
know.
Oshalata.
There's no Lata at the end
Oh,
of it.
okay.
It's just I'm just not going to even say it anymore. But they're away, and it's the JV Red and the varsity. The games are at 4 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. Then we get to the 22nd. Girls soccer will be doing the Southern Coast Cup. And, of course, that'll be a away game because it's a cup game.
Mm-hmm.
And then get to the 23rd. I said the girls will just be doing that tournament, I guess. And that's where they'll be till the 24th.
Yeah.
So but I wonder if it's one of those tournaments where it's like you stay, or if you get kicked out, they'll be back, or if they just stay there.
Yeah, compete until it's over. I would
Exactly.
imagine.
Or if there's a loser bracket. I don't know enough about soccer to.
I don't think soccer is a
anything.
loser bracket kind of game.
I don't. Yeah, I couldn't tell you either. But then we moving on to March 25th and 26th. Girls varsity golf will be away at a conference, and then the 26th, the boys will be at the Norman North Invitation for our golf team. But that's about it. We'll get more into that because I'm just keep getting further and further throughout the next week, so we'll hold off.
Yeah.
I would pull up Rejoices, but we're kind of already running behind schedule right now, so I apologize. But pull up the Rejoice athletic schedule. I know that they've got some baseball games coming up for sure.
Good deal.
Now we're getting to our college teams, which I finally found a good amount for. We'll start with OU since our little sister's still going to OU. Men's golf, the 18th through the 19th, will be at Panama Valley Country Club in San Diego, California.
Nice.
Baseball will be at Dallas Baptist on March 19th, and this is OU sports, just for the record. On the 20th, softball, women's softball will be at UT Arlington, and looks like wrestling will be at the NCAA Championships from March 21st to the 23rd. And that's really, if we keep going, we'll just keep going. But
Now, let's go ahead and wrap it up on the sports stuff. Let's push on to national news.
all right, we'll move on. But said OSU has a bunch of stuff going on. They have men's golf from the 18th to the 19th, and softball will be playing Tulsa.
Oh, nice. So
On
TU
the-
versus OSU.
Yeah, on the 19th. So we've got a bunch of stuff going on sports-wise. So if you love your favorite college teams, TU, OSU, or OU, be sure to check them out.
This is the perfect time of weather in year for sports, too. So
Exactly.
go check out TU versus OSU for softball.
And then getting to our last little bit is our OKC Thunder will be playing. Let me see. Just moved away. We'll be playing the Jazz tomorrow night at 7 p.m. We are still number one in our conference. Looks like the Timberwolves moved up to the second spot, but them and the Nuggets still have the same win record. So
Okay.
it's really a dog fight for that spot. But we all have the same number of wins, but Oklahoma City has less losses.
Yeah. Now it's just going to come down to who we think the stronger conference is, the Western Conference or the Eastern Conference.
Exactly. That is pretty much all we've got. And then we can move on to what you want to talk about national news-wise.
Okay, so sorry it took us so long to get to this point, but this is kind of what the thumbnail for the YouTube video is all about. So Trump's bloodbath is it's been blowing up in the news. I'm guessing Democratic talking points have been pushed out for this. So the entire media is on the same page like usual. They are weaponizing the specific term bloodbath, and they're weaponizing it against migrants. They're saying Trump says migrants are going to cause a bloodbath, which honestly I think is kind of correct. You know, we have a bunch of military-aged males coming into a population where they don't have any useful skills. They don't have any they're not really effective communicators in this country. So they're going to either go do menial jobs, which aren't going to attract, like, females will not be attracted to them because of the jobs that they're going to be qualified for. So they're not going to be getting a lot of attention from the ladies here in the United States because they're doing menial labor. I mean, unless they're just super, super uber good looking. And you're going to have a bunch of sexually frustrated military-aged men doing crappy jobs here in the United States. Now, maybe they'll like it because they'll be getting paid more, but I think they're going to live off government benefits is what it's going to be. They're already getting $10,000 gift cards when they come over here, getting signed up for welfare. So we have issues. But again, the media is weaponizing Trump's bloodbath season. Trump was not talking about the migrants being a bloodbath. He was talking about a bloodbath economically in the auto industry because he goes, Biden's going to be sending the auto industries to Mexico, and they're going to be building and manufacturing plants in Mexico to manufacture American automobiles in Mexico. So that's what the bloodbath statement that Trump was referring to, not migrants. But again, the media and Joe Biden even put out a little campaign video or advertisement about bloodbath. I don't know if you have that pulled up, Chad, but you could play that right quick.
I do have the video pulled up. You want me to turn the sound on or just lift the... Because it does have subtitles.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. You can turn the sound on or off. It's not a huge deal.
You got it. I'll turn.
But yeah, check this video out. It's, again, Trump did say the word bloodbath, so from the media's perspective, they're technically not lying, but they're telling a half-truth about the context of how it was used.
Bloodbath? 2018 midterms, you can bet that they 100% are fearing a slaughter. In fact, the word bloodbath and massacre come up frequently.
The Republican Party will be destroyed. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Just let me know when it's done.
One way or the other.
I will.
For Bernie Sanders.
Oh, it's just on loop, so I'll let you know.
They're shaping up to be a bloodbath.
Head off a bloodbath in next year's crucial midterm.
Off-year elections are often a bloodbath.
This week's bloodbath for Democrats, a bloodbath at the ballot box.
That's it. So, yeah, bloodbath. They use bloodbath regularly in the media. And for some reason, when they use it, it's okay. But if Donald Trump, uses it, by God, it's the end of the freaking world, it would seem.
Yes, so it's ridiculous how the media weaponizes certain words and phrases, takes them out of context, and paints Trump as the worst thing that's ever existed. And I don't know, everybody. Again, this is why the media is the most dangerous organization in the world. Because once they all get on the same page and they're all putting out the same scripts, they're all saying the exact same thing, they can influence thought in the United States. And again, it's not about what's true, it's about who reports it first. So if somebody says Trump said that migrants were going to cause a bloodbath in this country, and then you show a video of what Donald Trump actually said, the vast majority of people are going to believe the first thing that they saw, not the rebuttal to it. Because that's how perceptions are formed. It's the same thing why Google's so dangerous. Google, like 60 to 70% of what Google puts out is left-wing propaganda, in my opinion. Like the vast majority of the news and news searches that Google promotes are from a left-wing perspective. So when you Google something, the vast majority of people are going to get a left-wing perspective. If you have no political or moral foundations, that's what you're going to believe the minute you go. Because, I Googled it. It has to be true. Mm-hmm. The news is saying it has to be true. Nobody ever talks about when they have to print retractions.
Yeah. Well, coming back to the fact that a lot of people get their news from the Daily Show and comedians like John Oliver and stuff now.
And they are absolutely manipulating the truth. Or they're putting a funny joke, or it's political ridicule is what I call it. So John Oliver will listen to a clip of a politician saying something and then make a funny face and then make whatever that politician said sound ridiculous, even if what he said wasn't ridiculous. Or they'll just clip a small segment of what he said that sounds ridiculous, and then he'll make that funny face back, oh, really? And then you're like, Ha ha ha, it's funny because we're all laughing at this politician now. Again, this is why a generation of millennials are so indoctrinated by left-wing viewpoints. Is because of people like John Oliver, because of people like Jon Stewart, because of people like Jimmy Kimmel, because of people like Stephen Colbert. They made it fun to ridicule people on the opposing political party. And they went after left-wing people, but not very often. So that's why and again, they ruined civil discourse, in my opinion. Because all you have to do is, again, if we ridicule an opposing viewpoint, we don't have to like them. We just have to ridicule them, and nobody's ever going to take anything they say seriously. It's like the weird kid in class at school. He could make the most valid point in the world, but if everybody writes him off as the weird loser kid, even if what he says could be life-saving information, people are just going to write him off as the weird kid. And that's what that's why the left is in such a privileged position in society. They control all the institutions. Because if you are able to ridicule your opponent and make everything that they do seem ridiculous, guess what? Nobody's ever going to care what they have to say. Nobody's going to be listening to them when they're talking. Because they go, you're that guy that Jon Stewart made fun of. Ha 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 ha. That's why the media being so far left is a very scary thing. And again, the problem with people on the left side of this country are people who believe what they say. They're like, well, it's because they're right. It's like there's no inward thinking. There's no analyzing what's actually being said. It's like, of course, it's nonsense. You don't have to listen to them because it's, again, nobody should have to listen to Trump. He's just crazy.
It's the idea that this person's on television, therefore they must be important, and therefore what
Yes.
they say must be right.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is not the case a
No.
lot of the times.
So again, Trump's bloodbath. Not talking about migrants, talking about the taking away of American manufacturing and the auto industry and moving it to Mexico. He said it's going to be a bloodbath economically. So, again, don't always believe what you hear. And especially if every media outlet's saying the exact same thing, and nobody has their own opinion, nobody has their own perspective on it. It's just toe the line. Hey, we're all on the same page. We're all going to say the exact same thing. That's when you should be scared. Like during COVID, when the media put out that statement that every news outlet in the world said, and they clipped it together and they looped it and had all of them 100 side-by-side screens of news people saying the exact same thing. It's our job to put out information. You're not able to disseminate the truth. And it's like, whoa. That was one of the scariest videos I've ever seen.
I need to find that.
Yeah, you do. So, again, bloodbath. They are misrepresenting what the bloodbath was and what he was talking about. So let's move on to another Trump issue nationally. The New York judge decided to declare that, again, we've talked about this before, but Mar-a-Lago is not worth whatever Trump said it was worth, like $400 million or whatever the number was. But the state of New York said it was only worth $18 million. We're talking like it's like an 18-acre property, right, Chad? And it has water access on both sides. I mean, it's so big that they have water access on the back side and the front side of the property. Like they have the channel access, like boat channel access, and they have oceanfront access. 18 acres. And they said this property is only worth $18 million. The property next door that's only a half acre is going for $25 million. That's a half-acre property next door, right next door to Mar-a-Lago. So Trump's 18-acre property with water access on both sides is only worth $18 million. It's got a huge mansion on the property, huge, bigger than the one next door that's on half an acre that has worth $25 million. But Mar-a-Lago is only worth 18. This is wild. I mean, This would be like if the state of New York declared. So let's say the property we're sitting in is worth $500,000, and we go, well, we actually think it's worth $1 million, and they go, well, you guys are liars, and then the state of New York gets to declare that this property is only worth $200,000, and guess what? They get to come in and say, yeah, now you owe us money for saying that your property was worth more. Another state declaring that what another state's property is worth. Do you want somebody from New York telling you what to do, folks? Do you want somebody from Texas telling you what to do? Do you want their legislative body and their judicial branch saying, yeah, no, we get to boss Oklahoma around? Like, I mean, Florida should not stand for this. They should put countersuits up. They should be attacking. I mean, a smart thing to do that I was listening to Tim Pool talk about this morning is he's thinking about suing the property owner of the property next door that's worth like $25 million and saying your property can't be worth that much. Mar-a-Lago is only worth 18, and setting legal precedent. And again, New York is going to lose business because of this. That what Kevin O'Leary guy, right?
Yep. From Shark Tank is like
was talking about this.
You just literally screwed over every single real estate mogul in the state of New York.
Nobody's going to want to do business.
No one's going to want to do business. No one's going to want to do business there after this.
Yeah. And again, it's like if you're not on the same political side as whoever's in power in New York at the time, they're going to come after you. That's what legal precedent's being set here. So, I don't know how any of this is going to hold up. But as of right now, they're going to make Trump pay almost $400 million in bond. And Trump's having a hard time coming up with this cash. I'm sure he can come up with it. But right now he's running a campaign, so a lot of his money is getting dumped into a campaign. And a lot of his money is tied up in equities and his properties, so it's not moving around. So what they're going to do is they're just going to send in police, and they're just going to basically go in and storm his properties and take them from him.
That's the big conspiracy theory behind this. Everyone keeps saying that they don't really think that they're trying to get Trump on any of these charges. All they're trying to do is tie up his funds
so he can't campaign.
Yep. Which still is horrible. They just go to show you the depths that, the left is willing to sink to stop their political rivals from trying to run for office.
Yes, again, they have no scruples. They have no morals in the Democratic Party right now. Now, you personally as a Democrat, you might have scruples and you might have morals, and you might be looking at this like, well, Trump's the greatest evil that's ever. It's like, how? What has he done that's the greatest evil? Yes, he's crass. He's rude, he's brash. But as far as him doing anything like evil, no. I mean, sure, he said some not so nice things about ladies. He's a playboy. He's like the Iron Man. He's the Tony Stark of our modern. I'd say Elon Musk is probably closer to the modern day Tony Stark. But again, he's a Tony Stark, Iron Man-like guy. The guy's been living in the zone for well over most of his life. Does that excuse bad behavior? No. However, it puts him in position to where women will throw themselves at him, even if you are a chick and you don't think he's good looking, you don't find him attractive. Women find money and power attractive, period. You don't have to be the best looking guy. You could be funny, or you could have a lot of money, and girls will come running to you anyway. Charisma. So that's how it is. So other than those character flaws I listed, what's the most evil thing he's done while he was in office? And again, everyone would be like, well, he said the things about the white supremacists in that Virginia rally, and it's like, no, he said there were good people on both sides, but he condemned, like, again, they clipped it. The media clipped that little segment, and they said they didn't let him finish. And when he goes, now the white supremacists and the people on the other side who are hurting people, shame on you.
He said it was the same with the little koi pond, the little fish koi pond thing when he was in Japan. Said they cut it to where you didn't see.
Yeah, Shinzo Abe dump all his out.
Same thing with that. You just, there's good people on both sides. Clip, done. Doesn't get the rest of it. Goes, no, those people need to be condemned completely. They cut that part out. But, that's how the media operates now.
Yeah. Again, it's the misinformation campaign. Same with this next Benedict thing, where it's like she was the victim. It's like, well, video evidence came out. It looks like she was the instigator. She might not have been. She might have had girls saying mean stuff about her, but she's the one that initiated the assault portion of what was going on. So, again, don't always believe what you hear. And again, if you don't believe us, go on Zillow and look up the property value of the smaller properties next door to Mar-a-Lago and see how much they're going for. It's pretty amazing. So, with that being said, that's about all we've got for you today. Hopefully, for those of you who disagree with us, you stayed and watched all the way through, and you might have had even if you haven't changed your perspective or your opinion, at least maybe you've had your eyes opened or you're willing to entertain another perspective, and that's what we want.
Yeah, and let us know in the comments section below. Said live stream during the show. I've got a bunch of stuff that I keep track of, but I can easily live chat with you during the show. So I'm live chat, comment, message, whatever. We'll be happy to talk about it. Maybe even bring you on the show if you're civil enough.
Absolutely. But that's about all we've got for you today. This has been the Twins with the Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. And that's all we've got for you. God bless everyone out there.
Later, everyone.